All right, friends, Coach Mike here in the Coach's Corner. I ran across something on a website Backstage, and Backstage puts some good stuff out. Secret Agent Man often knows what he's talking about, and this is not a Secret Agent Man article. But it just irritated me because there's some old, outdated information out there, and I have to protect you from it. It's my job. Okay, so it was an article on when you're looking for an agent, 5 questions to ask an agent before you sign with them. And these ideas, these 5 things can get you in trouble. So, this is 5 very popular bad acting tips, especially when it comes to looking for an agent. Number 1, you're supposed to ask, are they franchised? Are you SAG franchised? Does not matter today. Ever since April 2004, there was the majority of the top and even lower level agents didn't agree with the new terms of the contract. So they said, no, we're not going to do it. But you can't stop an agent from performing their duties. You can't make an agent go out of business because they're not franchised. Again, I used to be an agent myself. I used to be an agent myself. Right? I showed that my contract in one of the other windows. Well, let me grab it. Okay, I used to be an agent myself, right? Licensed by the state. I called SAG and I said, how much does it cost to be franchised? Right? She said, well, it's $2,000. I said, okay. She said, we make decisions every first Tuesday of the month. And I said, okay. And I guess she was about to hit me with something else. And I just said, okay, all right, thank you, bye. You don't need a SAG franchised agency. I'm not going to get too deep into this, right? But you don't need a SAG franchised agency. I've been with commercial talent for 20 years, right? They haven't been franchised since 2004. It does not matter. There are some cases where some agents that need arbitration, they go to war with the clients over money. That's usually not the average actor's situation. It's not the case for the average actor. You do not need more than half of the even top 50 commercial agents that are in this guide are not SAG franchise. You do the homework. You check it out yourself. Order this guide from infoforactors.com, info number 4 actors.com, and see if it's online where you can get a list of the current SAG franchised agencies. So just cross-reference the names on SAG's list, the franchise, and the ones that are in here, and you will discover some of the greatest commercial agents in this town. Abrams Artists, BBA, Commercial Talent, CESD, KMR are not SAG franchise. So it would be sad for you to use against an agent that, no, I don't want to sign with you because you're not franchised. It's just a terrible thing. And SAG even lies to you and tells you that your agent must be franchised. Right? Must or what? Or else, what's going to happen? Right? They'll say, depending on who you talk to, or at least ATA. ATA is nonsense also. ATA is $1,200 a year. That's crazy. Right? I called them also, just to have some letters by your name. Again, there are some specific situations where it may make a difference, and they're very small and they're very insignificant for the average actor if your agent's franchised or ATA. So please, you do not ask that question. An agent's not going to sit and explain to you the reason why in 2004 and every year after that they did not decide to become SAG franchised or ATA. They're not going to do it. And no one polices whether or not an agent is really SAG franchised or ATA. No one polices it. There's no one that comes around, okay, you guys got it. So they could just put those numbers the letters by their name every year to get you to believe that. But they really don't care. The agent doesn't. They believe that if it's a top agent, you've already done your homework and you understand their name, their reputation is far stronger than being SAG franchised or ATA. All right, don't let me get too hot here. Listen. Number 2, do they have you're supposed to ask the agent, do you have good relationships with casting directors? Listen, they're going to say yes. You're going to say, how many of them? All of them. That agents don't like that question. Where do I get this information from? The 15,000 clients to thus far, 2014, the 15,000 clients that I've trained, they say the agent, they don't like it. They shift in their chair, they roll their eyes, and then they put it back on the actor. Here's what they'll do. How many casting directors do you know that work with your agency? They're going to say all of them. All of them. Oh, all of them call in my actors, right? Which I don't really believe that. There's too many. There's 60 plus top casting directors that cast commercials in LA County. And I doubt that all of them work with with that agency, right? But it's just, they're not going to handpick, oh, we work with these people. That they might throw a few names at you, maybe, but I doubt it. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to say all of them. Then they're going to say, so which casting directors do you know? Which casting directors have you developed relationships and that you're bringing to the table? It's a business relationship, right? You're bringing something to the table. They're bringing something to the table. So they're just going to throw that right back in your face. They're going to say, well, we work with all of them. Now, which casting directors do you work with? Which ones have you done showcases with? Which ones have you auditioned for? So that's not a question you ask either. All right. Number 3. Do you have other clients like me? How many actors do you have my type? Who cares? Who cares? Right? When I was an agent, some of my actors wouldn't even go on the auditions. They say 20% of actors blow off their auditions. They won't even go. They say that they got to go to work. My boss called me in. I have theater rehearsal. I'm on set doing extra work. Right? So it doesn't matter how many they have your type. The fact that you mailed in a picture, secured a meeting, it shows interest, right? Especially if you mailed in a picture and they see your picture, it doesn't matter. Obviously, they could have 4 million. It doesn't matter. What matters is we called you in, we're interested in you, right? And it doesn't matter how many they have. What matters is how you service me. One of the first agencies I signed with when I moved to LA, a long time ago and started my career, was Sutton Bartha SBV. They had 1,200 clients. Supposedly they had 10 guys that looked just like me. After I got my act together and I learned the skills, learned how to audition, I started booking. It didn't matter if they so-called had 10 guys that looked just like me. So it does not matter how many type they have just like you. I know you hear a lot of old school, outdated nonsense, right? But some of the actors that they have that look just like you, they're not auditioning. They're on hiatus. They're going to book so many commercials that they're going to have too many conflicts and they can't go out. Some of the female actresses are going to get pregnant. There's a plethora of reasons why. That does not matter. You're just going to have to trust me. It's not a question you ask. All right. Next question. Number 4. I just want to know, if you're going to, how much you believe in me or how hard you're going to work for me. See, that's irritating. That irritates the agent. What do you mean, do I believe in you? Yeah, I believe in you enough to sign you. I'll believe in you, love and adore you even more after you start getting callbacks. Start getting callbacks, it's on. Start getting avails, woo! Start booking, my head's going to explode. So we're going to see along the way whether or not I believe in you to the degree to where your toes begin to twinkle, right? And you just sleep and dream about me at night. It's just not a question you ask, right? How much do you believe in your clients and how hard do you work for your clients and that kind of stuff? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Okay. If they're calling you in, the belief is there. The trust that they have in you is there. It's at a starting point. And again, when you start getting callbacks, avails, bookings, now it's like it's in, you're a family member. And the last one, number 5, do you like them? You need to like the agent that represents you. Man, there's some agents in Los Angeles that are not likable, not lovable, but they're very, very effective. I know it's old school advice that people give you. They say, you got to like them in order to want to work with them. No, you don't. I mean, I don't want to name their names, but some of them are in this guide. They're very unlikable. They're not likable. Some of the agents seem like bullies when you go in, right? You got to sit down and talk to 4 agents. Well, we're going to call you in for another meeting. This time you have to meet my other 3 partners. And you go in there and they just grill you, right? They're not going to seem likable. They don't care about being liked. It's about let's make money together. You'd rather have a coach that's an agent that's a jerk, but is effective, get you book auditions, we book, as opposed to I have an agent I really, really like, which is most of the actors' case, right? They go, I got an agent I love. I really like them. They're so sweet. Okay, and then you ask them, yeah, but how many auditions are you getting? Well, I haven't heard from them in like 3 months, see? But I don't want to dump them because they're so nice, see? I really like them, right? You're not in. If you could have it both ways, wonderful. But sometimes there is no delicious in between. Sometimes you can't have your bread buttered on both sides, right? It's like I got to take one or the other. And so if I have to choose, if it's somebody that's not so likable, not a big, vibrant personality, they're kind of quiet, they're kind of stiff, they're kind of stern, they're kind of edgy, that's fine as long as I'm getting the castings. So this is really, really important that you understand this, because this old school stuff I have right here that I printed off Backstage's website, I gotta warn you, this stuff will get you in trouble. If you follow me, right? Online University is up and running. If you follow me and you go to the window that says agent meeting guidelines, you will know what questions to ask, what questions not to ask an agent, and you'll know how to respond to some of the questions that agents ask you. It's really important that you know what questions to ask, what questions not to ask, the ones that tick the agents off, right? Or show them that you haven't done your homework, or obviously you don't know who we are, otherwise you wouldn't ask such a question, right? And then sometimes they ask you questions and you have to know how to respond to those questions, right? So again, really important, stay with me. You're going to learn a lot from me. Stay with me. I've been in this business about 30 years now. I've been coaching going into my 15th year, right? And I learn everything from mostly my actors and the experiences they share with me, their successes and their so-called failures, and then my own experience as an actor, my just going from zero to hero. That combines the expertise that I've gathered and put together over the years. Okay, so trust me, stay with me and keep watching. Coach Mike's here in the Coach's Corner. Thanks for watching. Check out the next lesson. Bye for now.